All right, welcome everyone. Wednesday Night Warriors, we are back. I am Romeo. This is Chris G.
With Mary Jane.
As always, this is the program where we go over NXT, AEW, Dynamite. We watch 4 hours of wrestling in just two because we're Warriors, and that's what Warriors on Wednesdays do. Tonight, AEW had Fight for the Fallen, NXT just had NXT.
Yeah, no Great American Ass or Trash or Bash this week.
No tribute to the troops, which I predicted a few weeks ago. This, of course, is the July 15th editions of both shows. But before we get into them, you know the deal. Please like this video. Please comment, share, subscribe to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. This ain't easy, folks, but somebody's got to do it. We're doing it for you. We hope you appreciate our hard work. Before we get into both shows tonight, quick ratings recap from last week, July 8th. AEW, 715,000 viewers, down 33,000. NXT, 759,000, also down 33,000, same exact number. But NXT wins for the third week in a row. They've won 3 times since I said I'll never pick them again. Amazing. However, the rating scoreboard, still a blowout. 31 for AEW, 8 for NXT, and that measly tie.
I think we had predicted that NXT was going to win the ratings war this week or last week because of the hype surrounding around the main event with Keith Lee and Adam Cole. The card was just built around that. I think everybody was anticipating that, and that's what won the viewership for the third week straight.
On our scoreboard, we judge quality of the shows last week. Chris and our special guest SP3 both picked AEW as the better program. I went with NXT, so it was up to the True Heels group page to either tie it up or side with Chris and SP3, and in a shocker, they voted NXT as the better show by a vote of 15-8. So this is the first ever tie in the Wednesday Night War. AEW is still up 3-2 to 1 on the Wednesday Night Warrior scoreboard. Let's start. Fight for the Fallen. Jim Ross introduces it as Fyter Fest Week 2 all over again. Botchamania is going to enjoy that one. Tony Schiavone is apparently home awaiting a COVID test. AEW never shy to bring up COVID as much as NXT and WWE will refuse to even acknowledge it exists. So Taz is on commentary with Excalibur and JR. First match on AEW, Cody defending the TNT Championship against Sonny Kiss. Sonny Kiss with an extravagant cheerleader entrance that I'm sure blew up his stamina. This was worse than Ultimate Warrior running to the ring. It seemed like he was dancing there for 5 minutes. Glad AEW started with this instead of another car crash tag match, my personal opinion. Cody wins with a crossroads in about 10 minutes. Sonny brought the fight. He might have brought even more fight if he didn't do that elaborate entrance in the beginning. Big hug afterwards between the both of them. Mad respect.
Yeah, it was kind of refreshing to see AEW start with a singles match for the first time in a few weeks. I liked the match. It was a solid TV match. Sonny Kiss definitely shined. He showcased what he can do on the big stage. He's still a little green. You can tell by the way he moves. Like, he's still very telegraphic with his movements. But I liked it. It was a good showing. He definitely looked winded like Deontay Wilder. I don't know if his legs were feeling it as much, but he looked a little winded out there. So maybe
that was a hell of a cheerleader routine. Very Deontay Wilder like him of Sonny Kiss.
I think this is the second year in a row for Fyter Fest. He had a cheerleader routine. If I'm not mistaken, last year when he came out, he also came out to a little cheerleader routine. So guess that's going to be his Fyter Fest entrance.
I forgot who he fought last year. What is he, 0-2 at Fyter Fest now?
Yeah, I think he was in a Jabroni Battle Royal.
Yeah, might need a new strategy going forward. Over on NXT, we start the program. Oh, excuse me. NX Lee. Sorry for the botch there. in the opening video for NXT, they had a lot of NXT stars, saying Keith Lee's name. It looks like Keith Lee has a big bullseye on him. Keith Lee cuts a promo in the ring. He shouts out his trainer that passed away, Tim Brooks, gives him credit for this moment, and then calls out his frenemy, as he likes to call Dominic Dijakovic, in a beautiful shad Gaspar tank top. He says Dominic should be the first challenger for both championships, and eventually Dominic accepts, and they will be fighting tonight. Chris, what time is it?
What time is it? Is it time to take a shot? Because it's
it's Grime time.
Oh, but you are taking a shot because the Puerto Rican's on the other side.
Oh shit, am I? I'd rather not do any shots tonight.
Okay, you got it. Oh, he took a shot of water. Oh,
I have my water today. And Damian Priest versus Cameron Grimes. Priest with a cheap shot before the bell. Who does that to Cameron Grimes? Why would you do that to such a nice guy? The ref rings the bell before Grimes is even ready. I love seeing the Razor's Edge on the apron. That's such a cool move. Somebody has to be using it nowadays. I'm glad it's Damian Priest. Grimes misses a cave-in, lands in the ropes. Priest with a cyclone kick. And the Reckoning for the win. The best crossroads I saw all night. Priest tells the camera he's interested in seeing who wins between Lee and Dijakovic.
Yeah, I don't see him as the next number one contender, but it was a good match. It was a decent match, and he's a big dude that could do some really crazy shit. So every time I see him, I'm just more invested into his character. Just don't let him turn into fucking RoboCop again, and we'll be fine.
Lucha Bros versus FTR. Lucha Bros driven to the ring by Butcher and the Blade and FTR's truck. Sloppy start by Lucha Bros, not smooth at all early on. As always, zero regards for the tag rules, or settle regards. Good action eventually, as you would expect. The match ends with Dax taking off Phoenix's mask, rolls him up for the win. FTR remains undefeated. Thoughts on the match first before we get into what happened after the match.
So I like the match. I still got to get used to the revival of the revival.
Careful there, cease and desist.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad, guys. It's the weed. FTR. I'm still getting used to them working as faces, so they took a hell of a beating this match. It felt like most of the match they were just getting their asses whipped, whether it was high spots or Phoenix and Pentagon just basically keeping them in the corner separated. But the action did turn up. It was a good match. And on to what happens after.
Yes, after the match. The Young Bucks jump Butcher and the Blade with super kicks. They recover the keys of the truck. They come to the ring. Kenny Omega comes out with a cooler of beer. No invite for Hangman to come drink, sadly. FTR is offered beer by Kenny Omega. They dump the beer over Omega. Kind of deserved that for last week, for what Kenny did last week, pouring out the beer. Omega's held back by the Young Bucks from attacking FTR. FTR doesn't like Miller Lite, I guess.
Yeah, they don't like Miller Lite because it's shitty beer. No, I only like the High Life. No, but it was good, man, because I've had this feeling that Kenny is starting to take that dark turn, and he needed something to make him click and to make him go off, and maybe this was it. It was just a nice little tease between FTR and one half of the tag team champions. There's just tension between every tag team, Butcher and the Blade, Young Bucks. It's great. It's nice to see the tag divisions being in an important spotlight.
Over on NXT, more of Timothy Thatcher's camp. He does a Fuji armbar, the same one that made Oni Lorcan cry like a child, in his words. He applies more pressure after his student taps out. I thought this was the best Thatcher segment yet. He showed more personality in this one than the previous ones.
Yeah, it's starting to come out more and more. But I still like the other one, his first one, where he's just stretching the dude and just looking in the camera and talking like he's not even really doing anything. Like, oh, yeah, this is everyday work, and the guy's dying in pain.
Shotzi Blackheart, fresh off of almost murdering Robert Stone last week. She's in action versus Indy Hartwell. Robert Stone with a distraction in this match. He came out in a walking boots. Pray for Robert Stone. Aaliyah then takes advantage of the distraction. She throws Shotzi off of the top rope. Hartwell takes advantage with a boot and a win over Shotzi Blackheart. I like this. I like the furthering of the storyline. Robert Stone, even though he's been Jabroni of the week several times, still entertaining. Have you seen the comparisons online? Apparently, the rumor that Robert Stone is based off of Tony Khan, that Triple H or Vince McMahon or something is making fun of Robert Stone to make fun of Tony Khan. I personally will not believe that's true until Robert Stone starts bringing up demo ratings or something like that. Then I'll believe that he's based off the Tony Khan character.
Yeah. Whoever started that rumor, whatever weed you're smoking, send it this way. Because the correlation between the two is like fucking mustard and toenails. Like, what?
Over on AEW, the Inner Circle is in the ring for a Chris Jericho promo. He brags that he had one of the greatest matches in AEW history last week. Brags about his segments that he's in, always winning the ratings war. Brags about winning the 18-49 demo. He even calls himself the Demo God. Oof. He pours out orange juice in remembrance of Orange Cassidy's dead career. And then Orange Cassidy comes out. He gives a thumbs up. And then he does the old Batista move, thumbs down. And that signals orange juice to fall from the ceiling all over the Inner Circle. Ortiz drowns. I could have done without the drowning, but on the replay I saw that he slipped, and it was kind of funny. I'll give him credit for that. Jericho complains about his $7,000 jacket ruined. Throw me a towel. Throw me a towel. He gets thrown a towel, and it's Orange Cassidy's face on the towel. I thought this was a good moment for Orange Cassidy to get a comeuppance after last week losing. What did you think of this segment?
I agree with that. I just think the whole juicing was a little cheesy. I don't know. It didn't pique my interest. It just didn't. It didn't give me the laugh that I thought it would have gave me. The towel was a nice touch, but like the whole juicing itself, I like how Jericho played it off throughout the night because he was on commentary after this for the rest of the night. Him and JR kept going back and forth, but at the moment, just I don't know, maybe sure.
I think I like this segment a lot more than you, strangely, and I'm gonna blow your mind here. I actually thought Jericho was good on commentary the rest of the night because it was okay for Jericho to be on volume 13 out of 10. He just had orange juice poured on him. I understood. It made sense. You could have the volume up, Jericho. He was great complaining about it all night. I loved it. What else was I going to say? Also, are you okay with Chris Jericho bringing up the ratings war in storyline?
Yeah, why not? It's not a secret.
Some people may have may think you don't need to bring up the ratings on television. It's beneath you or something like that. But Jericho's trolling.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jericho trolling is the best Jericho. The Demo God. Think about it. He just made his another name.
There has to be a shirt. Name. There has to be a shirt coming already made.
It's already being pressed like a fucking panini on the Ox store around the block. It is being pressed.
Over on NXT, Legato del Fantasma is in their beautiful pad. Nice place, nice spot. They toast to the end of Drake Maverick. Santos Escobar says that they need to tear things down to build them back up. They talk about defending Lucha Libre. They trash Breezango also. I thought this was brilliantly produced. I like the light soundtrack in the background. It felt like a Lucha Underground production segment. And I want to see more of this. I want to see them talk more Spanish, though. I just think it's more badass when they talk in Spanish and they got the subtitles. So, yeah, I like the segment. I like this. I like what they're doing with this.
Yeah, a mix and match between English and Spanish would give it a dope vibe. Cartel, man. They just give me a Cartel vibe. I feel like they just pulled off a heist in Grand Theft Auto 5. They look dope though. I really enjoyed the segment.
Then it's time for the Elite versus the Jurassic Express. Before the match backstage, the two young children are making fun of the fact that Chris Jericho just got doused with orange juice. Luchasaurus says, finally, after 65 million years, a dinosaur faces the Elite. Oh, man. And then the child Marco Stunt gets way too much offense in this match. One move is way too much offense against the Elite. I got to be honest with you. I stopped watching this after I saw Rick Knox was the referee. You know how I feel about Rick Knox as a referee. The orchestrator just waving his hands around. It's like there's 25 people in the ring. He doesn't care. These car crash tag team matches are not for me, especially considering what was on the other channel. I was watching more of that. But I also Rick Knox. I like to call him the Orange Cassidy of refereeing. How about that? He doesn't give a fuck. Doesn't give a fuck. Doesn't give a fuck. Omega with the one-winged angel on the little twerp. I did make sure to catch that part. And then after the match, Omega attacks Marco. Good. Fuck him. The Young Bucks break it up. Dissension all around. And everyone's mad at scalding Kenny for taking action after the match was over. Kenny's pissed. Like you said earlier, Kenny's getting a little darker. He's not having a good night. Is this the return of the cleaner, Kenny Omega?
I would hope so. It's looking more and more like it. And I personally don't think Kenny's really been stale in AEW, but he hasn't been the best, out of the group in the last, 8-9 months, however long they've been in existence.
Considering what he came from before AEW.
Exactly.
The New Japan, Kenny Omega.
Yes, but he was the greatest wrestler in the world. Arguably. But in most people's eyes, he was the greatest wrestler in the world. Still could be, so I'm excited to see. And I liked the match. I enjoyed the match. I like that car crash shit. I like the destruction. I like the chaos. Spots all over the place. I will say Jungle Boy is really good on the ropes too. And he's so young, so it's only a matter of time before him and Nick Jackson can pull off some him and Ray Phoenix type shit on the ropes. So it's exciting to see. Luchasaurus is the man. And Marco Stunt is a child. I can't argue with that one, brother.
Thank you. And a little twerp, right? A little twerp?
I like him.
Oh, is that too far?
Oh, he's cool. He's cool.
Fuck him. Dijakovic versus Keith Lee. Both titles are on the line. The story here was how friendly they are early on. Lots of respect, mad respect, having fun. And then it quickly gets competitive, as I would imagine, with these two. Lee wins with the BBC Big Bang Catastrophe. Solid match. Keith Lee looked really good. They shake hands after. But the lights dim. Scarlett comes out. And she comes to the ring. She dumps the broken hourglass on the apron. Remember, Keith Lee broke this hourglass. Keith Lee looks on. Scarlett goes back to the stage. She laughs. I thought this was beautifully shot. Beautifully shot. Good camera angles. TikTok. Karrion Kross is coming for Keith Lee and both titles. What did you think of this match and the aftermath, Chris?
I like the match. I like the story it told. These guys, whenever they have a match with each other, it's always good. I don't think it was their best match, but it was still a pretty good match. And I like the symbolism after Scarlett comes out. 5 stars, as always. And I don't know. I'm just going to say it. This is how I felt when he won the title, but I think Keith Lee is a transitional champion for my man Karrion Kross. So, it's just they're planting the seeds to the matchup, and the way they're building Kross, if he's going to challenge for the belts so fast, I don't think he should lose.
No. By the way, no mention of Adam Cole or Undisputed Era, not even in the opening. Nothing to suggest a rematch or I guess they're all out of here soon enough.
We'll see them on Monday nights, baby.
Must be Monday. Backstage, Dijakovic is getting interviewed. He waxes poetically about Keith Lee and his abilities. He says Karrion Kross is not going to be able to handle him. And boom, all of a sudden Karrion Kross confronts him. He says, "What the fuck you said?" No, he says, "You got something to say?" They brawl. Cross gets the upper hand, obviously. I'm looking forward to seeing this match in the ring, and later on we learn it'll be next week.
Yeah, I'm fine. It gives me a reason to watch NXT next week. They should be able to put on a really good match.
The Nightmare Sisters, Allie and Brandy Rhodes with Dustin Rhodes face off against. I didn't catch their names. Allie wins. Dustin raises her hand. Whatever.
Yeah, the fucking Nightmare Sisters. Okay, it is what it is. And the Jabronettes. I mean, a squash match. Yeah, I get it, but.
Over on NXT, another squash match. Timothy Thatcher beats Denzel Dejournette very quickly. Quick submission, single leg crab. Thatcher then puts it back on again, and, Dejournette is tapping for his life. Oney Lorcan with the save. Oney Lorcan kicks Thatcher's ass. Oney Lorcan, I'm sure, is going to have something to say on Twitter that I'm going to put in right now. I'm sure he's bragging about it. I don't know.
In all caps.
Yes, all caps.
What was that guy's last name again?
Dejournette.
I thought it said the Jabroni.
It might as well be.
This squash made sense though, because you got it. It was a nice little mat wrestling competition for 80 seconds, and then Thatcher took over and just made him tap. It was beautiful.
I told you guys I wanted to see more Oney Lorcan, and it looks like we're gonna get it. Congrats, Chris, on absolutely nailing your highly questionable pick of Vicky Guerrero as Nyla Rose's new manager. Vicky with Vicky's theme. Did you hear Vicky's theme?
It kind of bumped.
Oh,
I
Lord. One of the worst themes I've ever heard in my life.
Hey, it's heat, brother. This is a good way to get heat.
Would you consider it a bopski?
No, let's not go that.
Okay,
We're not going that far. No.
Okay. So you've already said you love the idea of Vicky as Nyla's manager, or did you just predict it? Do you love the idea, or did you just predict it?
I mean, the reason why I predicted it is because to me it makes the most sense. Who the fuck is gonna come out and somebody like Nyla, just who doesn't really need a mouthpiece, is gonna come out and be like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna get a manager. You know what I mean? She has such a presence that she doesn't really need a mouthpiece. So if she's gonna get a mouthpiece, it got to be somebody worthy of a name, And she fucking just made sense. Vicky Guerrero. They need a female manager. There you go.
I will pause my judgment on this. Vicky Guerrero, I love Vicky. I love Vicky the person. But when she's on the microphone and when she's talking, it's go away heat for me. It's just very, very annoying. It's on the levels of Lana on Monday Night Raw. Very annoying. Go away heat. I will reserve judgment, though. I will give her a chance. How about that? What a fair guy. What a fair guy.
That works for me.
NXT main events. Io Shirai versus Teagan Nox for the NXT Women's Championship. Fantastic match, I'd like to say. Gutsy effort from Teagan. Very competitive. Io wins with the moonsault. After the match, Io is celebrating on the stage, and Dakota Kai blindsides her with a kick. And it looks like we're heading to a program or match. Well, definitely match, but maybe a program with these two, which I am looking forward to. Io Shirai is on fire.
Yeah, I thought Dakota should have been her next challenger anyway, so that's a good thing. Teagan, this was one of those matches where I felt like the loser came out looking better than the winner, because everybody knew Io was going to, pretty much win, I gave Teagan the chances of the Knicks winning the fucking championship next year. No chance. But Io, they did what they did, and Teagan looks good at the end of it.
AEW main event time. Brian Cage versus Jon Moxley. The nerve of Justin Roberts. Do your job, Justin. Introduce Cage as the FTW champion. He had to be bullied into doing it. Unacceptable. Taz cuts one last shot on Moxley on the mic, reminding us, of course, Moxley's scared in quarantine while Brian Cage is out here doing work. This match, hard-hitting. The story was Moxley going after Cage's arm, working the arm. Cage with a nice German onto a guardrail laid out against the apron. Cage kicks out of a paradigm shift. Mox is working that arm bar. He's got all this MMA training all of a sudden, he's putting it to good work. And Taz throws in the towel on behalf of Cage as Cage's arm is about to get ripped off. Afterwards, Cage attacks Mox with the FTW title. He starts beating down Mox with both arms. His arms look fine all of a sudden. Lights out. Somebody's here. It's Darby Allin. He's back. He's cleared, I guess. He attacks Cage with the skateboard. Darby and Mox fist bump to close the show as Cage is held back by officials wanting to get a piece of Darby Allin. Your thoughts on the match and the aftermath?
I liked the match. The match was good. The finish, with the whole throwing in the towel, just didn't do it for me. No. I would have rather seen Darby just cause a distraction. I mean, you have Taz there. Why can't Taz cause a distraction, over some shit that Mox did, and then Darby hit Cage with the skateboard, and you get Mox.
I don't mind a dirty finish. AEW doesn't abuse dirty finishes. It's okay. It's okay.
Everyone's yeah, but you need it for a guy like Brian Cage in that situation because you really need to keep him strong, and at the same time you need to keep Mox champ. So they still accomplished what they had to, but I just wish they went another way about it.
Well, at least Cage is still the FTW champ, right?
Fuck the world.
Grown. Quick recap of the picks tonight. You guys, you vote on the True Heel Heat IG story. You picked the Elite to win 75%. You were right. Chris was wrong, picking the Jurassic Express. You picked Damian Priest 82% to win. You were right. You picked Cody 92% to win. You were right. You picked EO 91% to win. You were right. FTR 91, not 100. FTR 69%. You were right. And Moxley 72%. You were right. I was wrong. I picked Cage. I thought something crazy was gonna happen. I thought what you just said with Darby Allin was gonna happen. Maybe something like that.
DQ finish.
Yeah, that's why I picked Cage. So we got one wrong, and whatever. The True Heels beat us. They got everything right.
Whoa! Look at you guys throwing dick on the table. I have to step up my game.
Yeah. Match of the night. I am gonna go just by preference. You know how I feel about the car crashes. I go with EO versus Teagan in the main event. That's my match of the night. You?
I'm going to go with the Elite versus Jungle Express. It was my kind of car crash.
Chris is in the car crash, and I'm on the side taking pictures of the car crash.
Oh, yeah. I'm pinned in between something with a joint in my mouth.
MVP of the night. Originally, I just had Chris Jericho, but I'm going to have to throw Teagan Nox in there, too. That woman, wow. She came back from 2 torn ACLs. And this was an awesome moment for her, awesome night to main event NXT for the first time ever. And to be in the ring, share the ring with Io Shirai, one of the best in the world, if not the best. I thought Teagan Nox came out looking real good in this match. And Chris Jericho was hilarious tonight. Hilarious. And didn't annoy me on commentary.
Jericho was great, but I'm going to have to agree MVP is definitely Teagan Nox. She just came out looking like a star, like she's credible in that division. So hopefully down the line she might be able to get a run and they can build around her. And the 2 ACL tears, coming back from that's not easy. I believe it's both legs, right?
I think so.
I mean, that's tough, So to come back from that, be on NXT, primetime television, main eventing, and showing out like that, definitely the MVP.
Jabroni of the night. I'm going to go, even though he had a good match, I'm going to go with Sunny Kiss, just for the poor strategy of doing an entire dance routine before your title shot. Obviously cost him dearly.
Yeah. I guess it did, but my Jabronies of the night
Oof.
is the two Jabronettes that lost to the fucking natural. What are they? The Nightmare Sisters?
Yes.
Oh, God. I mean, they're not bad, but if you lose in the squash, Brandy Rhodes and Aaliyah, you're a fucking jabroni.
Jabronettes.
The Jabronettes.
Who do you think is going to win the ratings war? Does AEW snap their skid? A total viewership? Or does NXT win 4th week in a row?
I'm going to predict AEW wins this week because of the Fighter Fest. No, I'm sorry, the Fight for the Fallen moniker.
Relax, JR.
God damn it. No, no. That's not nice. Fuck, I lost my train.
I agree with you. The Fight for the Fallen, AEW, they're gonna win, and I'm not picking NXT ever again. I mean it. I
also wanted to say though that if AEW doesn't win this week and NXT wins for the 4th week in a row, that there's a little turbulence there, I think.
No, because they got their demo god. It's all about the demo 1849. They keep winning that. Tony Khan and Chris Jericho feel amazing. It's not like the old days where more people count. Who cares about the 50-year-olds, right? Fuck off. We don't got anything to advertise to them. 50-year-olds don't matter. That's the world we live in now. 50 and above, they don't matter. It's the world we live in.
Sorry, guys. Fuck security.
You matter if you're watching this, though, or listening to this. I care about you. Chris G cares about you. Thank you for being a Wednesday Night Warrior.
Yeah, shit ain't easy.
Show of the night. I am going to go with NXT. I did not like the finish of Cage and Moxley. I understand it, but I think you could have went a different way. If you were going to have Darby Allin attack after the match anyway, I'm okay with you just doing the dirty finish. Just do it. I like the dirty finish more than throwing in the towel for Brian Cage. Come on. He's a machine. And afterwards, Cage is fine. He's punching the shit out of Moxley with both arms. He looks great. He looks healed. So if you're going to throw in the towel, then at least sell an arm injury after. I don't know. I like Lee versus Dijakovic. I don't care how many times they fight. The story fit. And, of course, I loved Teagan versus Io. What was your show of the night? Oh, and also Priest versus Grimes. Excuse me. I cannot forget Cameron Grimes anytime he's on NXT. Shoot him straight to the moon. I saw him a tweet from him. He's doing fine. So, quick recovery for Cameron Grimes, please. Your show of the night.
First of all, Brian Cage is a machine. He's not a man. So his arm just recharged. He just needed to recharge his arm. And it went back to normal. Perfect logic there in the AEW world. No, but I'm going to have to agree. My show was NXT. They just had better action throughout the night. The Thatcher match was kind of cool for me. Like, I just like the diversity. They have different characters, different matches, style matches. 4 really solid matches that I could think of on NXT. And Fight for the Fallen kind of felt flat to me. Like, they were kind of hyping it up to be like another big show, and it just felt like another regular episode of Dynamite.
Let's look forward to next week. Cody with the TNT Open. Ivelisse versus Diamante. Jurassic Express versus Jericho and Hager. The Young Bucks versus Butcher and the Blade in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Hangman versus 5 of the Dark Order with Brody Lee. MJF with Wardlow in action. I love that AEW just tells you every single thing that is going to be on the show. NXT tells you a little bit. They're still figuring it out. It'll be Cross versus Dijakovic. Killian Dane versus Dexter Lumis. By the way, I forgot to touch on this. Aaliyah showed Dane a drawing that Lumis made of the Great American Bash, and in it, Dane is getting coffee spilled on him. So Killian Dane wants a match with Dexter Lumis, and Robert Stone got it for him. Is Killian Dane going to join the Robert Stone brand eventually? And that's all for next week. Any additional thoughts before we go to our outro?
I hope Killian Dane definitely joins up with the Robert Stone brand. They could both use it. Oh, Stone doesn't really need it because he's just entertaining by himself. But he could. Killian Dane could use a mouthpiece.
All right, Chris. Any plugs?
Same shit as usual. Catch me a stick _flair _ 3 O's. And Joints and Jabronies. Always be on the lookout. And we will have the Slammiversary Roundtable after Slammiversary on Saturday. So that's something to look forward to. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, The Pride of NY, Tuesdays or Mondays on the YouTube channel True Rewind, where we review the Monday Night War and Suffer. As Chris mentioned, roundtable on Saturday for Slammiversary, but also on Sunday, a roundtable for Extreme Rules, which will probably be out Monday. And also be on the lookout. If you can't watch us in video form, you can now hear us in audio form under the True Heel Heat. Wherever you get your podcasts, we're on there. All of a sudden, hey, love it. Listen to us if you can't watch us.
Why not?
And of course, vote in the Facebook group poll. The group is called True Heels. Join up if you aren't already. Vote for what's the better show, AEW or NXT. You will just be a third meaningless vote this week, but that's okay. We want to see if it's a sweep or if maybe one of us was wrong or both of us were wrong. Let us know. And also let us know in the comments. So thank you guys for watching episode 7 of the Wednesday Night Warriors. We will be back here next week. Thanks for watching.